Hello and welcome to another episode of Scott Reads Comics. Today I would like to cover DC Comics Presents number 43, featuring Superman in the Legion of Superheroes. It's billed on this great Brian Boland cover as a 27-page shocker. Two deadly menaces, Mongul and the Sun Eater, in final battle. Ha ha ha, watch Legionnaires as the galaxy falls before me while I crush Superman in the palm of my hand. Great, I love this sort of campy dialogue on these old covers. Totally awesome. So let's dive in. We have our credits, Paul Levitz, Ace, Legion writer on the writing credits here. Kurt Swan and Dave Hunt are our artists. John Costanza's the letterer, Gene D'Angelo colorist, Julius Schwartz editor. Clark, what's the matter? You look like you're watching someone die, but you're looking out the newsroom window at empty sky. Clark, are you okay? No, Lois, I don't think so. And our title, of course, is In Final Battle. So Superman quickly realizes that there is a menace that he can see. Of course, he is in his guise as Clark Kent, miraculously still able to maintain his identity after all these years, even though ace reporter Lois Lane is right next to him all the time. The glasses must really do the trick. He slips away with a pretty weak excuse. If I don't get home fast, the parakeet I'm watching while my neighbors are away will be killed. Apparently he left the gas on, or that's what he tells Jimmy and Lois. So he makes his usual quick change. A burst of super speed and I'll be out of the building before anyone in the lobby notices the wind I'm creating. And once I get clear of the atmosphere, I can really pour on the acceleration. Every second counts. No, better stop kidding myself. It's not time that's the problem. No matter how fast I catch up to what I saw, I don't have a prayer of stopping it before Earth is destroyed. My only hope is that my supervision was playing tricks on me, that it was a hallucination. No, that's no hallucination. It is coming. The Sun Eater is heading for Earth. Pretty great artwork here. I've grown over the years to become a big fan of Kurt Swan's stuff. I used to think it was kind of stiff and stilted, but my palette has refined over the years for comic book art, and I just think Kurt Swan is a craftsman, and I really enjoy his stuff. And these Dave Hunt inks are nice as well. The Sun Eater is devouring that world, shattering it into fragments. This is all so strange. Here I am chasing through space after a monster I saw destroyed 1,000 years in the future. I'll never forget that day. I was still a Superboy, visiting the Legion of Superheroes in the 30th century when word came that the Sun Eater was heading for Earth. All our powers couldn't stop it, but there was a chance to destroy it with an anti-energy bomb. Pharaoh Lad clobbered me and took the bomb into the core of the Sun Eater's being. He died in the explosion, and the Sun Eater was destroyed. I always wondered what would have happened if I had taken the bomb in. Would I have died? The pure fury of dying stars crackles out from the Sun Eater with energy enough to smash a planet. Or send a Superman spiraling through the trackless void. Whoa, that thing still has the kick of a Missouri mule. The red solar rays in that blast neutralize my powers. Can't get my balance. Gotta twist, turn, use my body mass to steer with great. The moon can serve as my backstop. Your timing is quite impressive, Superman. Oh no, it can't be not Mongul. I am truly pleased at the tenor of your thoughts, Kryptonian. My telepathic abilities are limited, but they should prove ample. It will not take a great deal of ability to sense your pain as Earth dies. So they're communicating with each other in the airless void of space, utilizing Mongul's telepathic abilities. I do love the scale difference between the two. Mongul is truly a giant and one of the few characters who can really threaten Superman physically. Do you see the beauty of my revenge, Superman? Twice you have interfered with my plans, an insufferable act. To make you pay for it, I shall use this creature, this Sun Eater, to destroy you and your world. No lesser punishment would do. You're such a monster. As it is, Mongul. Monster, not I, Superman. Merely a conqueror using a weapon. And what a perfect weapon it is. When I found it on the outer reaches of the universe, I knew the Sun Eater would fulfill my ambitions. I destroyed the one who had charge of it and took it. Despite you, Superman, I shall rule over all. And they give a note here, a controller, one of a superior race of another universe. Those controllers are really powerful. It would be great to see a short couple-page story of Mongul fighting that controller. I do love when villains battle each other. So, of course, Superman tries to defy him, but Mongul somehow shrinks him down and puts him in this cube. Meanwhile, Jimmy and Lois are somehow able to get to this area where they have this telescope and this observatory, and they're watching this happen inexplicably. Pretty crazy, but this is some DC camp here, so we'll just roll with it. Jimmy realizes Superman's going to need some help. Okay, Lois, but who do you ask to help Superman? There's no easy answer for that, Jimmy, but you couldn't live with yourself if we didn't try. Jimmy comes to the conclusion that years ago he became an honorary member of the Legion, and so he has a way to contact them. But as long as I'm an honorary member of the Legion of Superheroes, maybe they've got some kind of computerized monitor watching me. And my Legion flight ring. They've got a couple of members in Superman's class, Mon-El, Ultra Boy, and a squad of them could take out the whole JLA before breakfast. Maybe they'll come back through the time from 2981 to save our hides. Maybe. Or maybe I should just start saying my prayers. Chapter 2, The 1,000-Year Doom. I say it's impossible for the Sun Eater to destroy the Earth back in 1981. After all, aren't we here on Earth in 2981? No one's unraveled all the paradoxes of time travel, Sun Boy. Right, Brainiac 5? Certainly, Cosmic Boy. However, regardless of whether we understand all the ramifications, we know the danger. Jimmy Olsen has called us for help. We have to decide if we should answer. Should we risk upsetting the laws of time travel? I don't know about you guys, but I can't close my eyes and hope the Sun Eater will go away. I say it's our job to protect the Earth in any century. Wildfire, always the hothead. Oh, and I do love this hostess ad. I do have that collection of DC hostess ads that I need to share on the show at some point. I did the Marvel one a few dozen episodes back, and I got to do the DC one, equal time. Although I agree with Wildfire, rather infrequently, I have to go along with him this time. We have no risk of changing the past by interfering. Our history clearly shows the Earth survives. We put only our own lives at hazard. If Superman's Earth is destroyed, it will catapult us into an alternate timeline. What about the Sun Eater, Brainy? It is not the one you faced a few years ago, Sun Boy. A computer scan of the 20th century showed that monster far from Earth under the mastery of its controller. This is an equally deadly twin. So, pretty great here. And I do have to point out Cosmic Boy's rather unfortunate outfit here. This crazy disco open chest outfit he had was just really unfortunate. I think a holdover from the 70s. I don't know if it was a Mike Grell creation or who created it, but certainly not a George Perez or John Byrne costume design for sure. So the Legion's going to travel back in time with this smaller team. The Legion is a huge team, but there's these 6 individuals that are going to go back and try to help. Cosmic Boy's hands reach for the controls of the time bubble, and the 30th century shimmers, blurs, and fades, and an embattled 1981 appears with the Sun Eater moving ever closer to Earth. Circling about the planet Earth is a single glowing pinpoint of light, like a lone Christmas ornament on a discarded tree. Unfortunately, it is in celebration not of life, but of death, the imminent death of Earth at the hands of Mongul. Ha ha ha. You do not truly think your powers would be sufficient to defeat me, did you, humans? Not one of you is the equal of Superman, and he is helpless before me. Maybe none of us can match you alone, Mongul, but there is such a thing as teamwork. Supergirl, I've got him blocked with my power beam. Now's your, the temerity of your insolence is awesome. Crash! So, totally great that the Justice League did show up with the help of Supergirl, and Mongul is just trashing them. Shades of that awesome Alan Moore story where the man who has everything, where Superman and once again Mongul square off, but Batman, Robin, and Wonder Woman are kind of swept aside by Mongul because he's so powerful. Enough of you all. You talk a great line, Mongul, but not even you have the power to back it up. Wrong, Supergirl, I do. I have the power of the Sun Eater here in my hands, the power to make you die. So he somehow uses the Sun Eater to augment his own blasts and takes out the JLA. The Legion then shows up, and they use their powers to assist Superman in escaping his bizarre prison. The fire of stars burns for an instant from Sunboy's hand, and crack! I'm free, naturally. Legionnaires, I'd almost forgotten about what a pleasure it was to work with you. Thanks. How'd you know what that cube was, Brainy? Basic research. I experimented with it as a potential alternative to my shield. It was much too unstable, though. You never stopped looking. You found those telepathic plugs you use in basic research too, right? Don't bother denying it. It's not important. The only thing that matters now is that you've come charging back through centuries like the cavalry. Frankly, I don't know if we have a chance of stopping the monster that Mongols unleashed on Earth, but I can't thank you enough for trying. Touching, Superman, extremely touching. Mongol! My knowledge of your primitive tongue is limited, Superman. You must elucidate for me. Did the cavalry usually come charging to their doom? Again, love this panel with Swan and Hunt showing Mongol's immense scale compared to his foes. I have no concept of who you fools are, but you may flee now if you have enough wisdom. It is only the Kryptonian who needs feel my wrath. I wish him to watch as his adopted planet dies, and then to feel death's touch himself. You can call us the Legion, Mongol, and no, Cosmic Boy, he's mine, all mine. Superman, you have never beaten me in battle. Why try again? Can it be that you enjoy pain? Great sequence here. Temper. Wrecking the Legionnaire's time bubble won't help you, Mongol. Enough with all of you. You stand by, Kryptonian. Now you will die by him as well. Big talk. Big man, you talk a great fight. Attaboy, Wildfire. Urgh. Whatever that force is, human, it burns, but it cannot stop me. So Wildfire really lets him have it. Wildfire's power is anti-energy, Mongol, but now try mine, transmutation. Feel the molecules around you change into inerton, the hardest substance on. Bah! He broke through it like it was paper. Of course, you fools. Did you truly think to hold Mongol in mere metal, no matter how strong? Superman, look. The Sun Eater is picking up speed, heading straight for Earth's sun. No. See what your foolish resistance has done? You have ensured the destruction of the Earth. The devices I had built to control the Sun Eater were concealed on my person, and now they are destroyed. I shall rebuild them, regain control of the creature, but first it will devour the nearest star, sun. Yours. Legionnaires, there's no time to waste on Mongol now. We must try to stop the Sun Eater. Easier said than done, Element Lad. We know that Cosmic Boy, but I want every Legionnaire on that thing's trail now. Check. So they leave Superman to face off against Mongol alone. And Superman defiantly says, "Don't count your chickens before they're hatched, Mongol." Meanwhile, Chapter 3, Showdown in the Stars. We have the Legion trying to devise a way to stop the Sun Eater. Brainy tries to bring everything back to basics. You're all focusing too much on the past. Think, calculate, this is now. And this is our only opportunity. We're a different group of Legionnaires than faced the Sun Eater the last time. Not entirely. Different enough to create a new probability matrix, Cosmic Boy. We have to examine what that means. You do the calculating, Brainy. Your computer mind is good for that. All my mind's good for right now is remembering how Ferrolad died to destroy the other Sun Eater by taking an anti-energy bomb into its nucleonic core. And to swear that if need be, we'll give our lives to save Earth as well. Great little flashback here. I love this sort of open panel showing Ferrolad committing the ultimate sacrifice in that classic issue. That's it, of course. What's up, Brainy? We can do it. We can destroy the monster. Quickly. Come within my force shield. Add all your powers to create a protective field, all except Wildfire. So they use teamwork, holding Wildfire's power in reserve. The 6 of them fly into the heart of the Sun Eater. The idea is to get me closer to the core, right? Precisely, Wildfire. I still don't get it, Brainy. That's okay, Bright Boy. You don't have to. It's my show from here on in. Wildfire, no. Let the rest of us screen you. Sorry, crew. If I gotta go, I'm going out alone. Idiot, we're a team. So I'm a grandstand player. Sue me. Those shields couldn't have held more than a few more seconds. No need to get the others fried alive now that I'm close to the core. I don't have a body to get burned. Nothing but a costume full of anti-energy ever since that accident. As told in Legion of Superheroes 283. And today's the day I let it all out. So this is Wildfire's ultimate move here. All across Earth, the night sky brightens to daylight. All electronic equipment is awash with unheard static, and every solar power cell is burned out in a single nanosecond. The shockwave rolls out behind the Earth to the moon and the planets beyond, with devastating results. I grow tired of this game, Superman. Whether that shock was the beginning of your star's death or my creature's end, I would have you die at my hand now. I chased you half across the universe, Mongol, watched you laugh as you planned murder, stopped you again and again. Now, how stupid can you be if you think I'm going to let you get away now? You're big, Mongol, and very tough, but that's my second home up in the sky, and I'm not letting it go the way of my first one. You might even be stronger than I am, Mongol, but in my time on Earth, I've learned that doesn't matter much. Not when you're fighting for something you believe in, and Mongol, I am. You're death, Mongol, death incarnate. And you can't have Earth. Not now, not ever. Moon dust falls back to the surface, and darkness falls. So the Legion finds an unconscious Superman and an unconscious Mongol after this epic battle. They imprison Mongol and then resolve to go back to their own world. Meanwhile, Superman is lamenting the apparent death of Wildfire. Poor Wildfire, he was a bit of a loudmouth, but was Superman? You're talking like Wildfire's dead. I'm confused. Your memories of our days with the Legion must have some holes in them. Wildfire's sentient energy, Superman. He can reform himself under any conditions we've ever encountered. Don't worry about him. But you said there was no trace of him. And no need, Superman. As soon as we can get another containment costume for him from our headquarters, he'll reform on his own. Whew, that's a relief. I wonder why my total recall didn't function. Maybe it's a side effect of the post-hypnotic conditioning Saturn Girl gave you years ago. Could be. Whatever it is, I'll have to solve that riddle someday. Not today, Superman. Not while we have the rare opportunity to talk about Wildfire without him answering back. And they all enjoy a laugh, and here we can see Wildfire, his anti-energy form, kind of floating in the background soundlessly. Pretty great. And then we have an epilogue, Superman returning to Earth in the guise of Clark Kent. His identity, his secret identity, still intact. And pretty great tale. Love these team-ups between the Legion and the contemporary DC characters. And of course, Legion started out in Superboy's book, so they have a long history with the Superman character, and this was a great story kind of revisiting that. And Paramail is the letter column for DC Comics Presents. Great title for a letter column for this book, since they always have a team-up. And there is a letter in here from classic letters hack Charles D. Brown of Brentwood, New York. And he is writing about issue 38, the backup story, whatever happened to the Crimson Avenger. He praises that story. So an interesting letter there. Won't get too more deeply into it because I want to wrap this one up. It was a great issue to cover. I should cover more issues of DC Comics Presents in the future because there's a lot of good ones. There's some great DC Comics Presents Jim Starlin issues, which I think we'll take a look at some point. and even another story featuring Mongul. I hope you enjoyed it, folks. If you did, please like and subscribe. Tell your friends. I'll bring you more soon on Scott Reads Comics. Thanks for watching.